Sorry.
So welcome everyone. We're excited for our team girls night and to hear from two of our team members. We're going to be hearing from Laura Brown and Rebecca Hoffman. And the topic tonight is starting your own or hosting your own Considering Color Street group. So let me just give you a little background before I turn it over to them. So we have, as a team, we created some of our leaders, like some of the directors and above, created a Considering Color Street group where we did some videos and shared just a little bit about the business, so that whenever we have some prospects who are interested in joining our team, they can go in that group and kind of, watch the videos and do some research on their own. And this group's been awesome and super effective. But one day I was looking through my time hop and I remembered that this was something like a year ago that I did with my Beachbody team, where I challenged them to create their very own group to invite their prospects to. Because here's the thing, it's one thing to just watch random videos from strangers you don't know, but it's another to watch a video or read a post that someone you're connected to is sharing. And really, your prospects, they want to hear it from you. They want your perspective, how it's working for you. If they want to join your team, they want to hear it from you. So I kind of challenged everyone challenged my personally sponsored girls to start their own Considering Color Street group. And I have yet to do it myself. But some of them did it, and it was fun because suddenly I started seeing them adding all these new stylists to the group, and I'm like, are you doing this Considering Color Street group on your own? And they were like, yeah, and it's working really well. So Laura and Rebecca both started doing it, and they both recruited a few people from it. And so I was like, guys, you got to share this. This is working so awesome. Like, you need to share what you're doing and how it's working and all that. So they're going to share some details on how they're doing it. And then hopefully this will give you guys some ideas to do your very own. I think it's so much more effective for your prospects to hear exclusively from you. And the great thing about these groups is that you can add people to them for months to come. You can create the content and then you just add people to it. So anyway, I'm going to turn the time over we'll start with Laura, and then you can go next, Rebecca, and just kind of share what worked for you and how you did.
Okay, so tell me how much time I have.
Okay, so let's see. We have about
maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, I would go
that's fine.
You're okay to do about 12 minutes.
Okay. Give me a heads up if yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so our book last month was 5-second rule, right? So I've been really implementing this, and this was a big part of what got me going, is that, and also when I first joined, the motto "start sloppy" has been in my brain the whole time. I don't have time to make everything perfect before I can launch it. So that's 2 thoughts: start sloppy and just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do it. So it doesn't take much to build a group, and you can open your group and you only need one other person in it to start getting it ready to invite people. So get somebody on your team, get one of us to get in there so that you can just start building it, and then just start adding things and get it to a place where you feel comfortable to invite people to it. So start sloppy, just make the group. Just name it and just start it. Okay, so that's the main thing. Just start doing it. No excuses, just jump in. Posting ideas. So in my group, let's see, can I share screen?
Sure.
How do I do this?
You just click on the share screen button at the bottom.
I got that. It says desktop and then share screen. Okay.
It's working.
So is it working?
Uh-huh.
Considering Color Street. Now, I named it my team name because I wanted to allow my teammates to add people as well. And since it's small enough, I think that works really well. And so once it gets bigger, I'll encourage my people that are advancing to make their own, just like you did, Kelly. So I just wanted them to have a quick place to take that next step with someone. Sometimes it's just hard to take the next step. And so this is a really easy, non-confrontational, non-threatening way to just take the next step. Okay, so I went ahead and added some things. I'll just go to photos. I wanted to decorate it with, you know, just at least like 5 things before I started adding people. So I added the comp plan and I updated that when Kelly posted the new ones. Won't have any issues there. And then I'll add things as we go. Like the 82% of women in the United States who make $100,000 a year or more do it through direct sales. That blew my mind. I thought that might be something that speaks to someone. So anytime I'm online and I see something that might have to do with, you know, taking a step forward, doing something brave, I will post it in my Considering Color Street group. Now, something that I've been doing recently, let's see, how do I go stop share? There we go. Something I've been doing recently is I bought a desk calendar, and I mostly only use this for hosting parties, like having my different parties, and also keeping track of what scheduled posts I've already scheduled for my VIP group and my Considering Color Street group. So anytime I find something online, my goal is to have at least a few a week in my Considering Color Street group of posts. I would love to have every day. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on that. And so I will find something and go immediately schedule it and fill up my calendar and space them out so that I don't have to remember. Because like in my life, 2 weeks goes by and I don't even notice. So I have to schedule the posts. And so having that consistent thing. The other thing I'll talk about is that when in the conversation can you add someone? So on my sample, anytime you can, but like for me, on my sample request form, I have a question about if they are at all interested in finding out more about the business opportunity. The second someone says that they might be interested, I add them to the group. I will request them as a friend and I'll add them to the group. And so that just pushes it forward. When since I just rank advanced to team leader, I've started to get leads from the website. I've gotten about 8 this month already, and I just advanced this month. So every time I get one of those, I send them an email. I give them a link to my VIP group. I give them a link to shop, and I give them a link to my Considering Color Street group. And so that way, that I might never, I've heard a lot of people say they don't get a lot from those leads, but I've already had half of those people either join my VIP group or join my Considering Color Street group. So something's happening. I think people at first might just rather click on a link and go quietly look at the information before they're ready to actually talk to me about it. So I think it's just for people like me who aren't as quick to jump on the phone like Kelly is, which I'm working on, this is a baby step towards that, towards making that connection and keeping that connection.
Yeah, and even when I get them on the phone, I always add them to the Considering Color Street group after, because I don't want to be like on the phone and be like,
you can't unload all the information at once. It's going to overwhelm them.
Yeah, I don't want to be like, so you're going to join right now? You know, I'm like, hey, so I'll just add you to this group. You can check it out and then let me know when you're ready, you know.
At their own time, at their own pace, they can look at it, and then you kind of post those posts regularly to keep it in their brain. Okay, so I add a post to all of my, I have party templates through Post My Party, and in my Post My Party template, there is a post about my Considering Color Street group. There's a link to join it. It's towards the end of every party. They'll be able to immediately get more information, and I will see that there's a seed planted because I will see that they've added. So every time someone joins my Considering Color Street, I call them out and I say, welcome to the group. Let me know if you have any questions. And then when I add new stylists, I congratulate them in the Considering Color Street group so other people see that this is catching on, that other people are joining, that this is the thing to do, that this is a good choice. Also, really soon after I created the group, I got a big box of jump starts, 56 sets at once. That was pretty good for me. And so I went live in my Considering Colors group. I opened the box. I showed off my rewards. I talked about how, I mean, I don't like to use the word easy because it took work, but how doable it is to get rewarded in the company. And then I posted something about how I had a rock star hostess that got to like 660 in sales, and she got 17 free sets for like $40. And I posted about that, and I said I didn't have to pay a thing for her to get all those rewards because Color Street provides it. So that was just another way to be like, you know, some direct sales companies, you have to kind of foot the bill for the free item or the hostess gift or whatever. And we do hostess thank you gifts, but that was just like me saying my hostesses get rewarded. And it's just one more thing that's cool about Color Street. So I will post things like anytime I think, oh, this is so cool that I got to do this, or that this happened, or I rank advanced, or I sign up a new stylist, or I got a paycheck. Like, these are all the types of things that you could post in your VIP group, but you should also be posting in your Considering Color Street group, and maybe get even a little bit more intimate in your Considering Color Street group. Share some things you might not have shared in your VIP group that kind of are more about like, let's make money together, you know. Because in your VIP group, you don't want to be like, I just made all this money off of you. Much. You might save that verbiage for the Considering Color Street group. So that is all I have. I mean, it's a very simple thing. Like, it does not take a lot of effort. It does not take, you don't have to have it all beautiful and perfect. You don't have to have this perfect plan, but it's amazing to be able to, especially when you're busy and your follow-up situation isn't amazing, to have a quick link to give them and to make that connection right away, right when the seed is planted. So
yeah. And a couple things about Laura. I love that you did it like right after I mentioned it. Like, I think that's the key, is that I'm going to challenge all of us.
I don't have time to just like sit around wondering if I'm going to do stuff.
Yeah. Because then you don't. Then you get busy and it's like, oh, I should do that. And then it's like, meh, doesn't happen, right? So
yeah. I got 4 stylists last month. I set up my group like the first week of October, and I got 4 new stylists, and they are all working the business.
Yeah, I was like blown away because she kept adding stylists. I'm like, what are you doing?
It can happen.
So I want to challenge all of us, including myself, to do this within the next 24 hours. At least, like she said, start the group, title it, and then you can add a couple people in there. And then once you start sloppy,
fine tune it.
Then you're going to feel pressure. Like, once you get some people in there, you're like, oh crap, now I actually have to post. And that kind of like pressures you to move forward and do more. So thanks so much, Laura. Yeah, 4 stylists. That's insane, you guys. Okay, so Rebecca, why don't you share your experience about it?
Okay, well, so I also set up my my group shortly after you gave the challenge. I had already been talking to a couple of people that, you know, had shown interest in Color Street and in joining, and I didn't set it up like right away, but I did. I was like, you know, should I do this? Should I do this? You know, but I also had that start sloppy thing in mind. It's kind of been my motto, even in my photography business. It's like, I've got this other personal project I've been working on that I've put off for like a year. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I just got to jump in. And I've just been doing that throughout everything. So I like what Laura said about starting sloppy and fine tuning it later. And then I also have been reading the 5-4-3. I haven't been reading it. I've been listening to it. The 5-4-3-2-1 book. I love it. And so as I was talking to, you know, different people who were interested, I was just like, I'm just going to jump in and start it. So I did. And so I've never been a team sponsor in any direct sales before. So it was a little bit unnerving, but you, Kelly, has made it super easy. She's done a fabulous job of making it feasible by going and, giving us so many resources and tools to get us started to help, to help us train others. And so when I thought about, doing this group, it's a place for those who are interested in joining Color Street, just to, have it all in one place so that they can review it and everything, so that they can ask questions, and so they would be among others. I always feel like when you're in a group that is, geared towards one thing, you kind of motivate each other. And I honestly haven't had very much participation in the group, but like, as far as like talking back and forth, but I am giving them all of the information, and I'm making sure to message them on the side as well, just in case they are, a little bit too nervous to ask questions. If they just want to directly ask me, I just, message them. So yeah, that was my main objective, was to provide them with a place with all the tools so that they can decide if Color Street would fit into their lives and vice versa. So a little bit of background. Kelly sent me samples, and that's why, and I tried them. I even took them to the beach and like really put them to the test by playing in the sand with my little boy. And they lasted longer than my lacquer that was on with it. So like by leaps and bounds. So every time I joined in August. So every time I think about talking to somebody and I get up, I have to get the nerve up to ask them, I start out by messaging them like, hey, I know you love the nail strips, so do I, kind of thing. And that's kind of where I go off of the base. And I've seen such success about that because it's such an amazing product. So when I ask them if they want to even just, I kind of take it in baby steps so that I'm not like overwhelming people and like, hey, do you want to join? Do you want to join? So I ask them, I say, hey, I know you love the Color Street nail strips. Have you ever thought about joining? This is a great time to do it. And then I kind of give a little bit of, just an update of where we are at in the company, of how many stylists we have, and, remind them that they'd never heard of this product, and many of their family and friends probably haven't either. And they're going to be the first ones to tell them about it. And so then I ask, during that little message or conversation that I have with them, I ask them if they've ever considered joining. And so so in October, I had 3 ladies in my Color Street group, or considering Color Street group. And 2 of them, well, actually, all 3 of them are now in Team Nailed It. So all 3 of them are in. And this month, I have 2 ladies that have joined the Considering Color Street group that I've added. I just added them today, and it was just that conversation of just saying, hey, you love the nails, I love the nails, I'm in this, you want to do it together? So, but that's about it.
So you kind of personally message them, and are these guys customers that you're messaging?
Yeah, they start out as customers, actually, 2 of the ladies that had signed up only tried samples before they joined. So just like me. So they, just like you were saying, how, they want to hear it from us. They want to hear it directly from the people that they know.
Yeah.
And so, they both knew that I was just obsessed with these and how amazing it was. And I kept telling them about how excited I am about it, and kept kind of raving about the team. And, they just joined. So it was awesome.
That's crazy. That's like 100% ratio. Yeah, 3 people in there and 3 people joined. Like, that's crazy. And I think the cool thing about the group is you're always going to get people who, like, the timing's not right, but they're still in that group. They're going to be in that group forever unless they leave. And so as you add those posts, like, I loved how Laura said she was going to continue adding, like, motivational quotes and videos and things like that. Because sometimes there might be a day when they see that and they're like, you know what? I'm ready. Like, I need to make a change in my life. And that's just the thing they needed to hear. And, you know, but it might be like 3 months down the road, but they're still in there. It's kind of cool to have all your prospects all in one place too. Because then if you ever want to, like, I mean, in a Facebook group, you can actually send group messages to them all at once. Or if you ever wanted to, you know, message them, you can just go through your members list and, like, on follow up Friday, be like, hey girl, we've got a new stylist training starting, or whatever it is, you know, give them those deadlines. Following up is huge, like you were saying, Rebecca, and just checking in with them and seeing, you know, it's not about being salesy. It's just like, hey, you know, you were interested. I want to see if now's a good time, you know?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's just something fun to do together. And it really, having that, considering Color Street group, totally, like, kind of sets the tone for a team atmosphere, which I absolutely love.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I'm going to share a couple, well, first I want to hear your guys's, some of the content you have in the group. Cause I'm sure everyone's wondering, okay, if I'm going to do this, like, what all, you know, Laura, you mentioned you have a comp plan. You have that comp plan picture, that the pink one that's in Team Nailed It. So if you guys need that one, and I love
I also uploaded the actual whole long version of the contracts, just so that's easy to find. It's in my file section.
That's smart, because you're always going to get the people who will actually read the whole thing.
I did.
Right?
Yes.
I don't remember half of it, but I read it.
And I love that you have, is that your pinned post where you say, if you're ready to sign up, here's my link?
Yes. Yes. Which I wish pinned posts were, I wish on mobile they weren't just in the little you can post thing, because I feel like they're actually pinning it actually kind of hides it.
That's true.
So I might start unpinning it and bumping it every once in a while, and then I don't know. We'll see. I've decided to play around with that, because when I pin posts in events, I feel like most people are on their phones looking at these.
True.
And so they're not actually going to see the link. But yes, that is my pinned post.
Do you guys ever have you gone live in those groups?
Just when I open my Jumpstart pack. I would like to go live more. I just haven't yet. I always post when there's a new stylist training coming up. When you always post, you need to tell your people. That's when I go and I post about it. And I will just add something like, a long time ago, Erin talked about sincerity, and that has been really in my mind. I feel like in these groups, if you're sincere, like if you feel like this has been a good choice that you've made, be sincere about it. If you really believe, like, don't try to recruit just for your own gain. Think about it in the sense that, like, I am so glad I did this, and I want other people to benefit from what I've been able to benefit from. So if you come from a place of sincerity and actually caring about people and not just your bottom line, they will feel that. They will sense that. So
yeah. What about you, Rebecca? Have you gone live in your group yet?
I haven't gone live, but I've posted a YouTube about my unboxing the Color Street. I posted a link to my, you know, from my YouTube account that I uploaded.
Okay.
But that would be a good thing to do, to go live.
Yeah. I think you could even be like, hey, and the cool thing about this is you can mention it and you can, like, market your group. You know, you can be like, hey guys, I'm going live in my Considering Color Street group at this time. Like, if you've been, you know, on the fence, join here or comment below if you want me to add you or whatever. And then you can go live in the group. Like, it's great to keep pulling people into that group, you know?
I did a getting to know you post where people post where they're from, kind of like, and I went to the Considering Color Street group with Team Nailed It and did some things, some same things that they had in there. I was going to share, I also did, I'm curious, if you joined Color Street, would it be your first direct sales adventure? This is my first time with this. I was a sworn, like, never, ever, ever will I ever do something like this person. And I did that because I just wanted people to, I wanted to know who was actually like seeing my posts and who was following and who was going to be active. Because, and I've got one girl that responded that this was just like recently that I will follow up with and say, hey, because she actually said it would be my first, but I almost joined Jamberry. And I'm like, ooh, I think you're perfect.
Right.
Right.
You could even be like, hey, does everyone have a sample in here? Like, that's definitely, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Another idea I just thought of is even just funny ones, like comment below with a meme of how you feel about, you know, this opportunities, just to like get their kind of feel them out. What other kind of posts do you have in your group, Rebecca?
Basically the same thing as Laura did. I have the compensation plan. I'm looking at it right now. Like, I could not get my computer to join. I don't know. I'm on Safari, and sometimes like different apps don't like Safari. They want me to use Chrome or Firefox. But so I haven't. There hasn't been a ton of posts because, like I've said, a lot of this is, you know, I'm very like, I like to just message people. And so if you see my messages with these ladies, you know, but so I have the compensation plan. I have a like what kind of a chart of what the, I can turn it around, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So I have right here, I have a chart that kind of just, I like this chart a lot better. Let me go full screen and then you can see it better. All right. So, and I'll go off my messages right there. Oh, there it is. There's the chart that I have. And then there's the link to my unboxing Color Street kit. And you can just, you know, you can do a live there instead of, you know, doing the whole YouTube channel thing if you don't want to. And then I have more posts below this, but then today I found this really fun kind of top 10 reasons why, or 10 reasons why you should join Color Street. And I posted that today, and but yeah, that's about it actually. So that's what my group looks like. It's not very full because, like I said, I've been talking with everybody personally. But
I love it. I love how simple it is. It doesn't need to be anything complicated. That's what you guys are showing us.
Yeah, exactly.
Started a group. You were brave enough to start a group and invite some people to it, you know?
Yeah. Something I would recommend, this was something that was brought up by Polly, one of my teammates, and it was in relation to my team group, but it applies to any time you post a video or go live, is that let's say you want to go live and talk about your jumpstart, or let's say you want to go live and talk about the comp plan. If you don't do it right away, you really need to add a description and maybe even kind of touch on the points you talked about, because in the future, when people come back and they go through your thing, it's nice for them to see what they're going to be watching. And if they can't watch, to be able to still get the information. So there was something else I was going to ask, and this is kind of not really group related, Considering Color Street group related, but it has to do with sponsoring new stylists. I'm wondering if anyone has ever sent out like a kit to new stylists for like before they get their actual kit. Like, has anyone ever tried that? We've had history of the kits taking a while, and I know they're speeding up, but has anyone ever put together like, here's 15 samples and some catalogs so you can hit the ground running?
I
Has anyone
kind of did that with two of my girls. I kind of did that. I sent them samples and nail files and prep pads. I totally should have sent the.
Do you feel like it helped, or is it unnecessary?
Wait, what?
Do you feel like it helped? It made a difference and got them going faster, or do you think it's unnecessary?
I don't know. We can ask Julia.
I know
She's
Julia's
on.
not here. I wanted to ask, so I'm going to turn the time over to Julia, if you don't mind, Julia, sharing. She was in Rebecca's group, so we want to hear what she thought, like her experience with being in the group and with getting this little mini kit Rebecca said. So I just unmuted you, Julia.
Hold on.
There she is.
There you are.
Out.
Just talk. Oh, she's gone.
Hang on.
Muted.
I unmuted you, but now it's all weird. Okay,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so luckily we got our kit pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
I thought it was going to be like a month. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
But it was great because we already had samples to send out. So I'm really glad that Rebecca did that. It was really proactive.
That's a great
So
idea.
it's really good.
Cool.
Yeah, and Rhonda
Yeah,
just
do it.
wrote, Rhonda Bennett just said, my upline shared samples with me and it was so helpful. So that's a great idea. So Julia, tell us what it was like being in Rebecca's group. Were there any posts that were, really kind of stood out to you, or?
Well, as Rebecca was saying, she was messaging personally. And since Rebecca and I talk pretty often because we're best friends, I just knew that she really liked the product. And so I think that was most helpful to me because, I just know her personally. And so I think that'll be helpful with recruiting, is being personable, first of all. I think the group posts do help, like if you don't know the people as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I like personal messaging people and getting to know them. I think that's going to be a real winner.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I think cold calls are so effective too, But I feel like when you have that's why I love, so what I do is if I have someone who's interested, I'll get them on the phone and we talk to them, because I don't always know my prospects. I try to get to know them on the phone and address their concerns and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to add you to this group, check it out, and then let me know if you have any questions after that. And then I follow up and see if they have questions. So I think it's great to do both. You're talking to them or messaging them, and they're in the group, so they can sort of be a fly on the wall and do their own research and maybe even show their husband some of the videos or posts or whatever, So I think it's good to have both. It's really effective. Okay, we have 3 minutes left. Does anyone have any quick questions before we wrap things up?
Am I the only one that just found out that Tokyo Lights is back?
What?
I'm sorry, I'm freaking out.
We're all all right, end the call, get on.
I'm
everybody go stock up right now. Wait, I'm going to share something really quickly since we have 2 minutes, and then you can go order your Tokyo Lights. One idea. So I want to share how to market your group, because this is kind of my game plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the group, but then I'm going to say, hey guys, so I just started a Considering Colors Straight group for anyone who is interested in, learning more about the business. Comment below if you want me to add you. There's no pressure to join. You can just be a fly on the wall and check out more information. So I'm going to mention this and then add people to the group. So I feel like it's great to again, post about it on your personal wall too. And then you can continue sharing it and mentioning it in future weeks and months ahead too. So make sure you're not only, personally messaging people and inviting them, but publicly mentioning that you have this group and inviting people to it as well.
I kind of try to do that. I kind of try to do that on my personal wall and in my VIP group. And try to time it, especially with your new stylist training. I say, hey, there's a new stylist training starting. I need you to get in this group so you can get all the info.
Yeah, for sure. So our next one starts in we've got one going that just started this week. So our next one starts in a couple of weeks. So you guys be ready for that. We are almost out of time, so I'm going to wrap it up. But my challenge is for all of us in the next 24 hours to create your Considering Color Street group. I might even do a fun little giveaway for anyone that starts theirs in our team. So thanks so much, Rebecca and Laura, for sharing this. This is super helpful. I'm super pumped to start my very own. And I'm excited to see you guys do the same. All right. So have a good day, you guys.
3, 2, 1, do it.
Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
5, 4, 3, 2.
All right. Have a good night, guys. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.